Hey guys, it's your girl Wandika, originally from Jamaica, and I have a lot to share with you, so stay with me. So I'm going to show you some changes I made to my planner design. Because as you know, I was going to use composition books, and this was going to be my January book, but I've decided to make this my hair journal. I already have some pictures because I realized I haven't been documenting, and I've been doing some like this is my latest hairstyle, and I like to document it because I look back on it and see over the years what I've been interested in, how I've been taking care of my hair, and so on. So I think this is something I will use for that instead, because I prefer the smaller size for a planner. As you know, I'm going to be doing it monthly, like different, having a book per month. And lately, I have been obsessed with laminating. I got a laminator at Walmart. It was on sale, and I decided to, laminate a bunch of different things. Like here, I've laminated this cloth-like material, but it's really thin, so it didn't have any problems going through. I took off the other side because it kept buckling, but I like this size. And why I even decided to do this, before I show you inside those, I want to show you something I've done for my students. Now, I stayed up one night, or a couple of nights actually, to I have 35 students, so this is just a small section of it. And normally they journal by journaling a composition book. I always tell the class, get a composition book and you're going to do your responses to what we've been reading and so on. But because this class is incorporating art and literature, we're looking at ekphrastic writing and seeing how people have interpreted paintings into stories, and I'm really excited about the class, and I wanted them to have something that kind of reflected that in the journaling. And as you know, I'm obsessed with making journals, so I said I was gonna just do a small book for them, because usually when they get the composition book, they use maybe 1/8 of it for the semester, and it's just a waste. And so I usually get it for them, because I know as college students you have a lot of expenses, and a college student myself, I know all about that. So if I can find them, you know give them a book for journaling so they don't have to consider that, then that's what I do. So what it's made of is, when you finish, like for instance, when you have a paper pack, and when I finish with the paper pack, like I have this left over, or the cover, if I don't somehow incorporate it. So what I did was to fold the cover in two, then I would gesso it, then I would put napkins on it so it would have a little bit of a texture, and then I painted with different color acrylic paints. And then I realized that even though I was using the sealer, which is the Mod Podge, it would sometimes be flake in some areas. So I figured, oh, let me laminate the covers, because it's thin enough to go through the laminating machine. And it worked out great. Now it's a lot neater, and it won't like flake off into their bags or anything. So I have recycled a bunch of stuff for them. I really hope they appreciate it, like a different paper. They need to have pockets in there, because sometimes it may be like previous things they've written that I want to see. They can just put it in the pocket. Have grid paper, drawing paper, and I did tell them that I'm okay with them doodling, being creative. I know they're college students, and I don't want them to feel that they have to do that, but I was a college student who would have loved something like this. And most of the students in the class said that they chose this particular lit credit because it had the artistic element to it. So I feel confident that they may, use it that way. So they're not all the same, but they do have similar elements. Like some have tea-dyed paper, some have this kind of paper. I tried not to make it so like floral, so that if, for instance, a male student grabbed one, that you wouldn't be like, okay, I don't want to be seen with this floral book. So just a bunch of different types of paper that I had around the place. Some ruled paper for some of them, you know. Here's another one. I need to oh, this is the one that we looked at. Here's another one. You know, so I'm trying to make sure that at least they have some form of writing lines, because maybe some people prefer that, but it's okay if they write on this too, you know. And the good thing is that at the end of the class, I'm hoping that we can have a space to have our exhibition. I'm still working on that, because your final project will be artistic. Some will be artistic, some will be literary, but they all have to have a literary element because it is a lit class. But I also incorporated the artistic element where they'll be able to do paintings and also have attached to it an explanation and a literary analysis or response to it, so that we don't lose the function of the class, but we also incorporate the artistic element. I think I'll show you one more. It's basically the same, but just so you can see, you know. Some, like, I found these ruled pages and they're this way. I hope the person who gets it is okay with writing this way. I would be fine with it, but then again, not everybody is, you know, likes these kinds of things, so I'm aware of that. Alright, so I had a lot of fun, but it took me a long time. It took me longer than I thought it would to do these because of the various steps. You know, I stayed up the whole night, and then I had to work on it some of the next day, because I wanted them to have something that they could use, and I didn't want it just because it was handmade to be, you know, something that they didn't enjoy using. But then again, you know, because it wasn't in the typical fashion of how I make handmade journals. This, as I've said, is gonna be one of those months. So I have done 2 months so far. This is gonna be March, because remember in my last video I showed you my craft haul. Well, this is how I've used some of that paper that I said, you know, with the spring theme. I remember some of those cards that I got at Tuesday morning are in here. You know, I wanted something that was, you know, like those travel journals, those Midori books, sort of like that, a little bit bigger, but I like the compactness of this. I saw people with those travel books, and that they had these separate, you know, one signature books, but I didn't want to put it in like that leather bound thing, because I just hate the idea of something that's detachable, you know. So had so much fun making these. I think that's why I spend so much time on this, because it gives me so much joy. Like, for instance, when I'm doing stuff that I know that I'm going to be giving a client, it's so enjoyable. I mean, if this was something that I could do all day, I would do it all day, but then again, you know, I have to write my dissertation. I have to be researching, and I have to be teaching, so this is not all that life is about, but I really enjoy it. It's something that I do to relax. The thing is, this is the only thing I'm willing to do. Like, if I'm willing to put a temporary cover on it. So this is the cover that will be on this, so when I carry it around, it will protect, you know, because it fits the same size and everything. And so this one was also, I'll show you afterwards, but this, I may change the cover because it's getting a little crinkly, so I may use a sturdier cover so that, you know, I just put it in this way, put it in the other way. This was something I got at Target, I think. I didn't like the book that was in there, and I really was drawn just to the cover and the fact that there is a pouch. So that's why I'm going to be using it for each when I'm carrying around, so I can put my receipts or maybe different ephemera that I don't have time to put in, so that when I do decide to journal, that it would be right here. Okay, and I do have pockets in there. Now this one is for February, and as you can tell, it has a lot of the love themes. And remember, I told you guys that this is how I had been using it, you know. And I keep the scraps, as you know, because they can be useful when you're journaling, you know. And I like that idea. I've seen some journal makers do that. You know, I love the fold over pocket idea, tea-dyed paper. And I'm okay with this white space because I'm gonna put stuff in here, or I might put a quote there. Possibilities are endless. And then this, you know, pull out, you know. I mean, and I'm not somebody big on Valentine's Day, but I'm okay with it representing February, and I'm really okay with it, you know. More tea-dyed paper, ruled paper, so on. And these were from a travel book. I just stuck these in here because, I mean, it doesn't necessarily say travel. I just like the ruled pages in here. And here's the pocket there. So I'll show you like what I did. Like, so the only thing is that it got real crinkly, so I'm thinking that I may redo the cover so that it doesn't kind of get crinkly, because eventually it's gonna have to come out and go on the shelf for the month of February 2017 as a record.
Oh.
Now I got this. This was on sale 60% off at Michael's, and because of the size, I'm gonna incorporate. The only thing is that I love this side, and if I glue this down, I'll lose it. So I think what I'm also gonna do is gonna fold over some page protectors so that when I can slip this in, I would still have this watercolor design on that side as well as this side for the calendar. So I'm only as I've shown you that I recycle every part of the paper pack. You saw that it turned into covers for those journals for the students. I'm going to also do the same for my January one. But the thing is, you know, there are different types of paper that I'm gonna create one, and I'll come back and show you what I've done with it in another video, or I might do a process video. We'll just see. Like, so I keep all of this stuff, and it's my way of recycling, and what better way to do that than in a journal that I'm gonna keep. Now the other thing too is that I love this, because when I fold these over and I put down whatever paper I'm gonna put on it, there is this opening, you know what I mean? So I really like that. And then there are some that go up. Well, these go across, which is the normal thing. And there were a few that I think go up. Let me just fold some of these now so I remind myself. These are folded. Yeah, here it is. These go up. So I'm going to fold it like this. Oops. Right, I gotta make that. I don't have a score or anything like that, but I do have a straight edge, just I won't be able to find that right now. So I'll just show you what I'll do. I'll eventually fix that, but just to give you an idea, I'll fold this. It will cut to whatever size, so I'll cut it to this size. So it will be about here. And when I fold it, there's still that pop up. I'm so happy about this. I mean, I know it has this in it, but I think that's okay. So I'll pop that up. I'll put something over there. Here is what I have done with some of those craft items that I showed you in my last video. I made this. You've seen this pattern before. I consider this my spring journal. So when I post it, it will say, spring. And you keep this stuff. This was on the cover, and I figured it would make a great little card in the beginning. And remember those cards that I showed you I got at Dirt Cheap? It's very, very colorful. It's really a celebration of spring, color, life, new birth, the usual. I have a few stamps in here. As you know, I'm not that big on stamping, even though I keep buying stamps. But I know that I'm not that big on stamping, especially if it's not self-stamping, because all of these are self-stamping. My plans, like I'm going to do another spring journal. Already did the cover. I got some of these at Tuesday morning. These were separate single sheets, and I love the double-sided. And these are some stickers, but I don't think I'm going to use them in this. That there. Here's the cover, which is this, as I said, sometimes I just cut this part off and I use these as inserts. Sometimes I just use it as covers for other projects, as you've seen with the journals for the students and for my daily journal. So I might be doing that with one of those and just giving it a different, sturdier cover. I'll see what I do with that and show you. Some stickers. I might use some of these because it fits in with the overall. You know, I love these. So I'll use one of each design because I hate, you know, doing too many duplicates within the same journal. So there we have these. I just love the color. You know, I love a lot of color. I do like doing vintage journals, but I also love color as well. And then some inserts. So I'll be mixing it with writing paper and so on, so you can look out for that new video coming. That's what I'll show you next time when I'm done with it, as well as some other projects that I have started. Alright, well, I think that's it, guys. So you just need to let me know if you would want to see. I see a lot of journal with me videos. Sometimes when I'm up late at night crafting, that's what I'm watching. If somebody is doing their journals, gluing stuff in and all that, that's all they're doing, and they're talking about it as they go along. I think I'm addicted to those videos, so I think I might do that, and you guys can let me know if you would want to see that. I also want to tell you that here is another way to reach me other than my social media links. If you want to send me a traditional mail, snail mail, happy mail, send it to me here. I do appreciate any kind of correspondence from my subscribers. It means so much to me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It really means a lot to me when you share, when you comment. And so check out wandikagale.com, see what I have available there, and I'll see you guys next time. Walk good.